Good. Welcome. Welcome to Vibrant Love Mystery School. Welcome to this really auspicious evening. Our first time to have Willaru Huayta and Maria Luz over Zoom call. We've had him only live and in person for these many, many decades. And so we have a new era dawning of being able to share these profound teachings in a new way. Please be patient with technical challenges that we may encounter because Willaru and Maria Luz are in Peru. Occasionally their Zoom will freeze. It usually only lasts for just a moment. And if it lasts longer than that, I'll have Willaru just pause his teachings until we can hear him again. So just please be patient with that. I'm Dianné Aldrich. For those of you who do not know me, I've been walking with Willaru and his teachings for over 20 years. I'm in Madison, Wisconsin. I have a beautiful yurt here out of which all kinds of magical things happen, including tonight. And I have been asked for many years to write a book on Willaru's teachings. So part of our exploration tonight will be an introduction to that project and some updating about that for those who are part of that project. And then we'll get into a short meditation to align ourselves as one sacred family, as one heart, one soul, one mind. And then we'll hear from Willaru and from his beautiful wife, Maria Luz. There'll be time for question and answer. We'll move into a meditation led by Willaru, and then we'll close all together in a good way. We will keep you muted tonight. I'll be putting up a few comments in the chat box. And when we come into question and answer, I'll ask you to put your questions into the chat box. It will be too challenging with more than 60 participants to unmute and raise hands for tonight. So if you have a question later on, please put that in the chat box. And we will go into question and answer in that way. For now, please feel free to take a moment while we're allowing more people in from the waiting room to just put in your chat box how you heard about this evening's presentation. If you know Willaru, how you know him, for how long perhaps you've known him, if you've heard his teachings before, and we can get to know you a little bit in that way. I'll be saving the chat at the end of the evening and taking a review. So if you'd like to introduce yourself in that way to myself and to Willaru and to Maria Luz, please feel free to put your name, how you heard about this evening, and how you know Willaru into the chat. Tonight, Willaru and Maria Luz will be sharing on a few topics. What is the ancient mystery school? What is the esoteric or the Gnostic science? As opposed to the intellectual science. They'll talk about how to recognize the great white brotherhood and the purpose of the life. And if there's time, some teachings and sharing on the 7 solar races, of which we are the 5th solar race in the Iron Age, coming into the Golden Age. And we're feeling that tumult. Let's be closer. Okay. We had am I on? We had a comment. If you can't hear me, yeah, thank you. Just put it into the chat. And my beloved brother Pavi is watching the chat. So if you can't hear me, just let us know and I will talk louder or closer to the microphone. Sure, great. Great. So just for those who are coming in, we have more to admit, I think. Great. For those who are coming in, welcome. Again, just asking, please be patient as we move through with any technological challenges that may rise through the course of the evening. We'll try to make sure everyone is hearing and seeing what they need to and what you've come for. I'm going to put up into the chat now a few notes, and I will repeat a few of these notes as more people come in. To get a little bit higher. So here you have my contact information if you'd like to reach out. Willaru has offered to be with us once a month. So on the last Friday of each month, we will gather in this way. Each month will be a new topic that we'll explore, and Willaru will guide us in meditation and a monthly gathering in this way. So feel free to reach out to me, to contact me a little bit later in the evening. I will be putting the link for the February Mystery School gathering, and you can go ahead and register as early as tonight to make sure that you have all your appropriate links and you're ready for next month. In the meantime, there's my contact information. There's also a link to our Gofundme campaign. And of course, this evening, Willaru shares by donation, by heart donation. All teachings are free and a gift to humanity. And yet, as I'm sure everyone is aware, there's expenses for computers and Zooming, and also for the book and the preparation and the printing and the publishers for the book to bring his teachings to you and to the greater humanity. So please, if you feel so led, please get on that GoFundMe campaign and make a small or a large donation, whatever you feel so moved to contribute. Having walked with Willaru for over 20 years, I can tell you that his teachings are absolutely invaluable. And so please share that value with him tonight in any way that you can. So we're going to move into just a moment of meditation. And I'm going to ask everyone, if you happen to have smudge nearby, if you happen to have a candle, feel free to take a moment of purification. But close your eyes, take some deep cleansing breaths, and we're going to come into one heart, one mind, entering into the essence of the Great White Lodge. Oh, Mitakuya. And Father, Mother God, Great Spirit, we've come in a good way tonight. We've come to gather in receptivity to these messages through Willaru from the Great White Brotherhood, from the Ascended Masters, from those who deliver to us the essence of all the great spiritual traditions through time, that we might learn, that we might grow, that we might ascend, that we might build our light bodies in a beautiful way and become medicine for humanity, for Earth, for the universe. And in this good way, we call upon Michael of the Sun, Gabriel of the Moon, Uriel of Venus, Samael of Mars, Raphael of Mercury, Zachariel of Jupiter, and Orithiel of Saturn. We receive the power of your cosmic presence, and we ask you to move in us and through us tonight to the blessing of all. Open our inner ear, soften our inner ear, that we might receive the essence of these teachings. Open our hearts, that our love, in unification one with another, will receive a vibration of pure light. And open our breath, that we might breathe this good life in peace and serenity and in tranquility. As our beloved teacher Willaru shares with us, this path of this path of the razor's edge, this path of totality, this path of discipleship, this path of goodwill, this path of evolution that will bring us to light, to love, to enlightenment in a good way. Aho Mitakuyasu. So I'm going to begin with some sharing on the publisher. Grace Point Publishing has very excitedly offered to work with me and Willaru and to publish this very exciting book. And I'm going to read for you, for those of you who aren't aware of these teachings, are new to these teachings or are new to the book, what the publishers asked me to present to them so they could learn about this project. Feel free, of course, always to close your eyes, open the inner ear, open the heart, and just receive the essence of what I've written. I wrote this book because these are the teachings that will save the world. The 3 steps that Willaru offers are our salvation, individually, collectively, universally. The teachings Willaru Huayta shares, in the way that he shares them, are not currently available in written form on the mass market, and they need to be. This card deck is a blueprint for spiritual awakening. It is the guidebook for success as an evolving human toward love, light, peace, and vitality. It is the synthesis of the core teachings of the great religious traditions throughout time as shared with me by Willaru. This is a teaching deck. It teaches esoteric concepts, constructs, and age-old wisdom. The core intention of the deck, however, is to teach practices that support the concepts and inspire discipline to use these practices in the daily life. I began the journey toward the writing of this book when I sat with Willaru in Cusco, Peru in April of 2001. I did not know it then, but through the years, it has become clear that I can transfer the knowledge he imparts into practical application that is accessible to all. I've been practicing, learning, and deepening my own spiritual walk through the use of these very teachings. This card deck is my spiritual dissertation. It represents my years with Willaru and is colored by my journey prior to our work together and the influences that have run concurrently, namely the teachings of the Tibetan DK, the writings of Willaru's teacher and avatar of the Aquarian Age, Samael on War, my work facilitating the Ancient Mother Moon Lodge as a ceremonial leader, my private sacred lifestyle coaching practice, and my work as a teacher within the Vibrant Love Mystery School. I was first called to write a book such as this during Willaru's USA teaching pilgrimage of 2015 while in Chicago at the Monastery of Harmony. The attendees urged me to write so they could take home the plethora of information that Willaru had shared. Willaru delivers such an incredible amount of content, some of which is helpful to have basic fundamental esoteric knowledge. The need was clearly present. I began the book then. It would take 2 more years before my personal and service life offered an opening to fully dig in, organize 20 years of notes, practices, revelations, and insights. And in the summer of 2017, I took the project on in earnest after another request and divine directive through a blessed soul in Chicago, Marta Thomas, if she's here with us tonight, during Willaru's teaching pilgrimage of 2017. Once completed, this offering can be read straight through as one would a book. The card deck can be used as a personal divination tool. The practices can and should be incorporated into the daily life of the reader. It can be used as a reference manual or as a springboard for learning more. There is no right or wrong way to use the book or the card deck, just use it. Comprehend through time, meditation, and practice the truths inherent in these teachings. Do not, however, believe any of it. Willaru says, they that believe or don't believe are of the same vibration. To know, that is spiritual evolution. Know God, know thyself, know inner peace, know beauty, know that you are loved and that you are not alone. And just a bit more to understand, who is this book for? Certainly all of you. But I wrote, the spiritual path is an opportunity to evolve on all levels of being. The spiritual path, the path of the razor's edge, is an opening into the higher dimensions, the finer vibrations, the light side of existence. The path is a training. It trains individuals to walk on planet Earth in a holistic way, naturalized. It is a path that requires us to set an example of integrity and compassion for others. The spiritual path is a way of life, a lifestyle, a deep connection to the moment to moment of blessed, sacred, creative power. The spiritual path is the path of negotiation of our karma, of avoiding the temptations to create new karma and thereby receiving dharma for the benefit of the whole. The path of the razor's edge does not imply that it is sharp or painful, though sometimes it is. It implies that the path is very fine. We walk a fine line of integrity, purity, humility, and practical consciousness. The spiritual path is open to all. The gates to enter are open to all. Many are called to the spiritual path. Few are chosen to walk it through to its fulfillment of the promise of enlightenment. The ones who are chosen, however, are self-chosen. Free will is granted to walk it or not walk it, or stumble on and off of it. To walk it straight and with purpose is a personal choice. The spiritual path requires maturity. It requires discipline. It requires sacrifice. It leads us into the role of discipleship. A discipleship of the way is an example for all humanity, past, present, and future. A disciple chooses to eliminate the desires of the personality force in order to make way for the intention of the soul. The intention of the soul is a direct response to the plan of spiritual evolution for humanity. That soul response calls the disciple to work unknown to the mind of the disciple. Trust, courage, perseverance, these are qualities that a disciple of the way must cultivate, inhabit, exhibit, and exemplify. The comprehension that the disciple no longer serves the physical, emotional, mental, and energetic desires of the personality allows the light of the disciples' love, wisdom, and stewardship to serve the greater good. To be a disciple of the way means to tread the path of totality. The path of totality is the absolute alignment with the soul's purpose as impeccably expressed through the physical, energetic, emotional, and mental forms. The physical body is pure, powerful, healthy, and resilient. The energetic body is empowered with healing power and the ability to filter negativity from within and without. The emotional body is still, tranquil, open, trusting, and expresses itself in terms of loving kindness. The mental body navigates the life reality toward the light moment to moment. Each and every thought is a thought that communes with the vibration of beauty, inspiration, curiosity, and innocence. The path of totality is attentive to every detail on all planes of existence and balances these details so that the power of natural alignment is made manifest on planet Earth. So these are some of the gifts that these teachings that you are about to receive from Willaru gives. And as I begin to introduce Willaru, I want to take a moment and thank the many facilitators that are here with us tonight. Many I can't see because of how my camera's set up, but Aluna Joy and Michael and Susan Swinwood and Barbara Vitale, and on and on. There are many, many who are with us taking a look through. And I want to thank you for your many years of service to Willaru, and for all to know that many of us are coming together to collaborate on this evening, to collaborate on this book, and all of this will be revealed in good time, in due time. So welcome everyone, welcome to my friends and my family and those of you I've yet to meet. I love that you are all here with us. And let me now segue into making an introduction for Willaru Huayta and his beloved wife, Maria Luz. Everyone. So Willaru Huayta is my beloved friend, teacher, elder. So many things, so many beautiful things. He is of Quechua descent. He was born in a little village in the Andean Mountains. He, at the age of 14, began to seek truth in the jungles of the Amazon and met shamans and teachers. But it was at the time that he was visited and instructed by a master of the higher dimension, of the fourth dimension, that he was given his task, his message, to go into Cusco and to take the teachings and the messages of the Great White Brotherhood to humanity. So Willaru is working as a bridge between the ancient, ageless wisdom and this new humanity, this contemporary civilization in which we find ourselves. And he is working on behalf of our collective evolution, and does so in a humble way, in a meaningful way, in a loving way, in a beautiful way. And likewise, his partner, his wife of many, many years, also shares with us these messages, these teachings with such beauty and such love. So it is a true honor, a true privilege to welcome them both here this evening. And for about 45 minutes, we'll be with them for teaching, and then they'll take questions for about 20 minutes, and then we'll move into some meditation. So Willaru, Aho, Maria Luz, thank you for coming. Welcome from Peru, from Cusco, and I love you. Off you go.
So we do. Love you too.
Bueno, empiezo. Voy a saludar. Buenas noches con todos ustedes, hermanos. Desde aquí de Cusco, Perú, mi saludo fraternal y amoroso.
Good evening, brothers, sisters.
Desde Perú, desde Cusco, Perú.
Greeting from Cusco, Peru. To every one of you, from our heart to your heart, to every one of you.
Esta noche voy a hablar sobre el tema de qué es gnosis y qué es el movimiento gnóstico del mundo. Yeah. Pero para empezar, quiero...
To begin, I would like to
quiero
invite.
Déjenme hablar un poco más. Quiero enseñar a ustedes de que tenemos nuestra esencia divina y que en este momento nos conectemos con nuestra esencia divina, cada uno de nosotros.
I invite in this moment to connect with our divine being in this moment and come in self-remembering, remembering the most important part of our life,
que es nuestra esencia divina.
Is our divine essence, spiritual essence, of course.
Y ahora voy a explicar en forma muy sencilla qué es gnosis. Gnosis es una palabra griega que significa sabiduría superior.
We'll introduce this in Greek language, which means superior wisdom.
Gnosis existe desde que el ser humano está en la Tierra, porque todos los grupos humanos siempre han querido investigar el universo, el planeta, investigar muchos fenómenos. Entonces la gnosis existe junto con el hombre.
The gnosis exists from the beginning of the life.
Con el hombre, junto con el hombre.
Together with the man.
Que necesita investigar el universo, el planeta y muchos fenómenos.
Who want to investigate the universe and all the phenomena in the universe.
La gnosis tiene cuatro columnas.
The gnosis has 4 columns.
La primera es el arte.
The first is the art.
La segunda es la filosofía.
The second is philosophy.
La tercera es la ciencia.
The third is the science.
Y la cuarta es la mística.
The fourth is the mystic.
Dentro de del arte podemos encontrar grandes obras de pintura.
And the art, we can find great painting,
música,
music,
arquitectura,
architectures,
danza,
dances,
y muchas otras expresiones artísticas.
Other artistic interpretation.
Por ejemplo, tenemos las pirámides de Egipto.
For example, the Pyramid of Egypt.
Las ruinas de los mayas.
The Temple of the Mayas, Aztecs.
Las pinturas hermosas que existen en grandes templos de Europa.
The paints which exists in Europe.
Las danzas místicas del Oriente.
The mystical dances of the Orient.
Y así, en muchas expresiones alrededor del mundo.
Many holistic expressions around the world.
En la filosofía tenemos la reflexión.
In the philosophy, we have the reflection.
El autoconocimiento psicológico.
The self-knowledge, psychological knowledge.
Tenemos también la observación de lo bueno y lo malo.
The observation of the good and bad.
Y por ejemplo, en Grecia teníamos a Platón, a Sócrates, a Aristóteles.
In Greece, the philosophers were Plato, Aristotle,
Sócrates.
Too.
Many others, y muchos otros alrededor del mundo. Y la filosofía nos enseña también a distinguir qué es la esencia y qué es el defecto dentro de nosotros.
The philosophy helps us to see the defect of us.
The essence.
The essence.
Todo lo bueno y lo malo que tenemos de nuestra conducta humana.
All the good and bad that we have in our character.
En cuanto a la ciencia, tenemos la meditación que nos eleva.
In the science, we have the meditation which aligns our consciousness.
El desdoblamiento astral.
The astral projection.
El despertar de poderes superiores.
the
Awakening.
the awakening of the
Superior powers.
the powers
De la luz.
of the light,
Como la telepatía,
like a telepathy,
la intuición
the intuition,
y muchas otras más.
many other faculties that we can awake.
El cuarto aspecto es la mística.
The fourth aspect is the mystic or mystery.
Que nos ayuda la gnosis a encontrar a Dios dentro de cada uno de nosotros.
The gnosis help us to find God within us.
Y también a conocer nuestra esencia divina.
To know our spiritual essence, our divine being.
Que tiene muchas partes.
Which has many parts.
Muchos átomos
Many atoms
de luz.
Of light.
Y la gnosis ha existido siempre en toda la humanidad, en Europa, en Asia, en América.
The gnosis was existing always in all the cultures in Europe, in Asia, in America, all the continents.
En África.
África.
Y bueno, la gnosis es universal y es eterna.
The gnosis is a universal and eternal.
Ahora bien, vamos a explicar qué es el movimiento gnóstico actual.
Now we are going to explain what is the Gnostic movement in this time.
Es una escuela creada por grandes sabios.
It's a school created by the with a great wisdom.
Como son el venerable maestro Samael Aún Weor.
Like venerable master Samuel Aún Weor.
Y continuada por el venerable maestro Rabolu.
Continued, followed by the venerable master Rabolu.
Quienes a través de libros y conferencias e investigaciones han traído para estos tiempos este conocimiento antiguo, eterno, mejor dicho.
They brought all this sacred knowledge for this time, for the Aquarian age, to help to humanity. Of course, they have come in divine order, in divine plan, by the order of the white hierarchy from the white lodge, always in the name of the truth, in the name of the love, and always with the Father, and also healing the mind as well. That's why, from the ego, of course.
A ver, ¿qué más? El objetivo del movimiento gnóstico es recuperar los valores de la esencia divina.
The purpose of the Gnostic movement is to recover the spiritual value
en el hombre.
In the man.
Y porque ahora estamos muy bajo leyes muy pesadas de materialismo.
Because now we are by the heavy laws, karmic law, inferior law.
De materialista.
Or the materialistic science.
Entonces, ellos proponen tres pasos para recuperar estos valores espirituales.
The masters of the Aquarian age propose the 3 steps to recover in the radical way all the values.
Los values.
To arise our consciousness, of course.
El primer paso es el morir en nuestros defectos, eliminar nuestros defectos psicológicos.
The first step is to eliminate our psychological aggregate and defect, personal defect, to disintegrate. heal that, to transcend, to change. That's really, it's a revolutionary steps, of course. Holistic sacred revolution.
El segundo paso es revalorar lo valioso que es nuestra energía sexual para regenerarnos en el plano físico, mental y espiritual.
The second step is to learn to recover also to value, to love and respect the vital energy, which is the sexual energy, because that's one of the greatest power, the vital energy, the energy of the creation. So if we recognize all this value, it's like a golden, it's like a diamond that humanity we are wasting without knowing, but so that if we just understand the second step, all the illuminated masters, they have reached enlightenment to 100% of the self-realization, because as a divine masters was helping big transformation in their life.
Y el tercer factor o la tercera proposición que hacen los maestros es sacrificarnos por nuestros semejantes, enseñándoles este conocimiento, dando buen ejemplo, sirviendo a la humanidad sin interés monetario, ni personal, ni egoísta.
But the third step, revolution of the consciousness, is it is called sacrifice for the humanity. Sacrifice, of course, in a holistic way, in a positive way, that brings big change to. It's one of the requirements for the initiation, for the ascension, to help to humanity with unconditional love, and also, of course, without putting prices. In the old time, the reality was different, but in this time, of course, the reality is different. But always, the third step is one of the big steps because the condition to teach, to give, is for to be masters. The masters always have to be speaking, have to be always teaching. Of course, we are only students, but we are just repeating the words of the great masters as much as we can repeat, because it's not forbidden, because that's why they say spread the word around the world. So that's as much we spread, as much we share, and people can understand, they can grow. Solution is there too for all kind of, it's a lot of solidarity. There's volunteer work, of course, to do that, because we love that the life, the teaching, it was helping us. Also, we like to help to others, so we can, this way we can change, we can help the planetary change, to save, even to save ourselves. The condition is you have to save to others, just a teaching, and then you can be safe, you see. So that's one of the conditions. And that was universal, of course. All the great masters from around the world, they had practiced these three steps. The great revolution of the consciousness, the revolution, conscious revolution, so holistic revolution. So that's symbolizing every culture we go with the three steps. In Egypt, I found that in Israel, in all South America, many places in North America as well, many three steps I found. So yeah, denials, even the great master, Jesus the Christ, deny yourself, take your cross and follow me. You see, it's a universal revolution of the consciousness. That kind of revolution is the keys. It's one of the important keys to the self-realization, for the enlightenment. Well, I will let continue.
Okay, now I will invite you to be in only maybe 1 minute in peace, in mental peace, and to find your divine essence, imagine in between your, ¿cómo se dice? Your cejas?
At the front, in the third eye.
In the third eye, yeah, is the residence of the Father, of the essence. And imagine as a sun, shining sun, to your essence, only for 1 moment. Okay, this exercise is self-remembering, remembering to our essence, to our Father. Because most of the time we are with the minding many things, materialistic things is natural. But when before we do a spiritual exercise, it's important to be in self-remembering, remembering the essence, especially when we are sick or worried or sad, tired, or with fear. It's good to or about by ego or by dark forces, etc. It's important to be in self-remembering to resist this bad or negativity. Okay, now I would like to know if you have questions. If you have questions about this lesson.
One comment adding to
this
self-remembering is, of course, God as Father is wisdom, and it's in the third eye. God as Mother is love, and she's in the temple of the heart. Plus, our spiritual essence is the Father, Mother God, our angel protection, our inner judge, Kaom, and then the inner doctors also, plus the doncel of the dreams, or the remember. She, the princess who make us remember our dreams. And so all that is spiritual family, sacred family who reside in our temple of the heart. So they are all solar light beings, solar beings. So that's why we say in Quechua, Inti Taitanchis, Inti Ayu. Inti is the sun, Ayu is family. We are solar family. We are also, there begins the God, the presence of the God. Even but it's always good to remember again. So when we come in self-remembering, we are remembering who we are. So that's the most value light being who are there with us. We can be in the glory of the Father, with the Father, the father is in the glory with the daughter, with the children. So we become to be one. The father is the mother, and the mother is the father, and it's the son and daughter of the soul. We are, so we can become to be one. When we are with the father, the mother, the father, mother are with us. They can take us to their kingdom. So we are learning to be a good child. We are learning to be a good child. Uh, so we can walk with the father, mother, so they can help us in difficult time when we are looking in any time, especially in these times. When we are with the Father, Mother God, we are with the law, superior law. So we can do that always, always to remember to obey to the Father, Mother, to be with the truth always. So that's self-remembering, of course. Great masters, they have walked miles and miles in self-remembering. So when we go in this time, when we go to the park, when we go outside, we can do our exercises in self-remembering, for example. So that's while we are in the Temple of Serenity, we can see, we can be in the bad situation, but we can be always in the Temple of Serenity. So that helps us to control the sadness, the disappointment, the frustration, whatever we feel in a negative way. Okay. So in holistic way, we can walk. I'd like to continue.
Well, I hope I was clear. Excuse me if I wasn't enough clear, and I hope we will share more conversations, and we will share more lessons from the White Brotherhood. We are only transmitters, we are only students, but we are doing this session with very much love. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay. So we'll continue. We'll continue. Okay. Before. Well, about Aquarian age is a topic. The topic of the Aquarian age, I will share only a little bit. Since 1962, thousands of people were awakening around the world. And we have walked this far, checking out different students among us, and masters, shamans, gurus, and everything was value, everything was great. But now we are prepared to receive more serious thing. So now we can see the really evidence what about the karma manifestation in this time. So we need to, it's good to update also with the esoteric science knowledge to help ourselves more in objective way, more clear, more precise knowledge, always for ascension. So that's always also with the unconditional love among us, as much great students, they practice and they teach, they can teach too, because only teaching we can learn more. So this is, in this time we are called really to share all these. But the character of the Mystic School is always to give topic by topic, so the student can be clear about everything, not to be confused, topic by topic. So now we have share about initiation school. It was called Cosmic University. It was called Initiation College, etc. So with different names from around the world. All of them, all those schools were guided, was led always by the avatars of the different ages. And the avatar always come every 2,000 years and a little bit more to make us remember the purpose of the life. What is the purpose of the life? So they all have the same purpose, you see. Even they have to repeat the same knowledge, the same topic. So because we humanity, of course, we have created another culture, more conventional science, more etc. to be easier to have. It's our free will. We have enjoyed our free will, but now also it's an option. Never is obligated, but it's an option to remember and then to practice more and more. So this is the self-remembering is really is the first step also before the 3 steps. Well, going back to the ancient mystic school with different names, places too, like in America, Chichen Itza, Uxmal, Palenque, Tulum, etc., etc., in Central America, in North America too, with many names. And in South America, especially in Peru, is Machu Picchu, Tiwanaku, Sacsayhuaman, Ollantaytambo, many temples in Nazca Line. All those were initiation college, Mr. School was called. Same way, in different, but the same purpose. They were saints. This path is for the sanctity, to become to be saints. Of course, the saints are the internal Father, Mother, of course, anyway. And so that's to be clear about the mystic school is important to remember in so many different ways, but they all have the same purpose, the higher purpose, higher purpose. But it's not to worry that I will get self-realization $1 a day or anything like this. It's a lifetime to take it easy, topic by topic, loving, walking with the love. We will do many mistakes along the way, but never feel disappointed. I just if we make a mistake, we all make mistakes, but we can correct as we walk. We can correct our mistakes, and less mistakes will be on the way. So this is only to be clear. I know you know, but I'm only repeating. We are all students. We are teaching. We are also students. We are students. Well, with much love and compassion for ourselves and among us in this time. So this is our time to really to gain more dharma, because when we die also, the gods and the tribunal, the cosmic justice, they are waiting for us. What dharma we are bringing, what gift, what spiritual growth, more wisdom, more love. So this is our, can be our dharma, like I think. So this is dharma will be the spiritual growth, more awakening, the mastery, the enlightenment, all that, virtue, more virtues, more virtue of the soul to obtain. But to practice self-remembering, we can talk about self-remembering, to practice anytime. If we are in the hospital, self-remembering, not to be by ourselves with the father, mothers. We can be asking to the internal doctors also. We are in the hospital, they can be healing inside, and they can be doctor outside can be healing too. so you see, so that helps in self-remembering. Yeah, I like what Maria Luz was saying. In case, in the moment where we are about to fall in temptation, and then becoming self-remembering. You see, it's coming self-remembering, and then that the other one goes away. It goes away. Yes, in a special moment, you see. We can save ourselves. Just well, not to make you tired. If there is any question about, I don't think so.
No se le escucha.
So if anyone has a question for Willaru or for Maria Luz, please type it in the chat and I will read that. Willaru, perhaps you can talk a bit more about the 7 solar races and this iron age that we find ourselves in, and perhaps a reference to the current conditions, coronavirus, the COVID, and the political nature of the challenges for everyone right now, and just give a sense of karma and dharma for tranquility.
Yeah, okay. Okay, I will share the 7 solar rays. I will try to do as not too long, but Maria Luz can share about the Karman Dharma, okay? And related with the COVID, okay?
Okay.
Or you want to speak in there first?
Yeah.
Okay. She want to. Karman Dharma.
De acuerdo a déjame hablar un poco después tú. De acuerdo a muchas profecías en varios libros sagrados, como los libros el libro Popol Vuh de los mayas, relatos incas, la Biblia judía, y otros libros sagrados como los Vedas de la India, etcétera, la Tierra va a albergar 7 razas y estamos en la 5ª raza. Y al inicio de cada raza hay gran espiritualidad, pero luego va decayendo la espiritualidad y el planeta va ganando karma, o sea, va cometiendo acciones negativas y eso se acumula. Esta civilización, por ejemplo, esta 5ª raza ha cometido muchos abusos contra la naturaleza y es por eso que el sol, el Padre Sol, que está ya no tiene interés en esta humanidad, en esta civilización, mejor dicho, porque es muy materialista y está dañando la tierra. y la tierra está enferma. Entonces, al estar enferma tiene que curarse, y al curarse va a mandar, ella misma está produciendo polución, virus, cambio climático, etcétera, y es simplemente una reacción o una consecuencia de haber obrado con error, de habernos alejado de lo divinal. Entonces, eso es lo que está pasando ahora. Está empezando ya la tierra a limpiarse a sí misma a través de enfermedades y de otras, de cambio climático y así. La tierra misma se está limpiando porque hemos cometido muchos errores al caer en el materialismo.
I hope to remember.
Yeah.
Well, at the beginning of the civilization was more spiritual life and culture and science too. For a long time was like that, but then a little by little, as the humanity got population, they have forgotten. We have walked in more to the materialistic culture, life, and then we have contaminated the Mother Earth. And now, so the Mother Earth now is giving us back all the contamination with the virus.
Bacterias. Cambio climático. Disorders
disordering weather, planetary warming, all that is part of the disorder.
Consecuencias malas.
Bad consequences is coming back to us because we all civilization, all the nations have in collective way, we have contaminated because the free will we have used, but now the bad consequences coming back to us. Before what she says, the father son have lost the interest in this civilization, and
y por lo tanto la va a destruir tarde o temprano.
So it will be destroyed. This fifth solar rays by fire, more heat, more cold, no more spring, no more autumn. It's only summer and winter. So all that is coming along the way. It's a karma. It's a bad consequence of karma. So the COVID is
una parte de ese karma. Es una parte del karma.
It's part of the world karma, human karma,
pero hay una esperanza
produced by the nature against us. Also, the man's made helping to the, if they make it, if any scientific in negative way are creating the COVID, but they're helping only to the evolution to industries. They are fighting to sell their vaccination. Also, they are making they want to make a big business as part of the big karma too, because that's all they know how to do. They don't know how to change to give an alternative way. So that's a modern science, intellectual science. It's a different science and culture, of course.
Pero hay una esperanza de salir de salir a flote y es practicando los tres factores.
Hay esperanza.
Ajá, hay esperanza.
Well, there's a little hope that when we follow this
knowledge
this sacred knowledge, revolutionary,
with los tres factores.
of course, it's
Practicing the three factors.
the three factors in some way, practicing, for example, the first step,
Eliminating ego.
letting go the ego, and then the second step, at least, to inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. So that's alchemy, personal alchemy, the vital energy is healing, is healing, is regeneration of the organs. To that's also.
Y el tercero,
And then the
sacrificar.
third is to
Make sacrifice.
it's a sacrifice. Of course, sacrifice is
Share the
is something that we don't want to do. We should do if we want to, because because the gods in the tribunal of the cosmic justice, they love and they respect when somebody makes a sacrifice. Way, second way. For example, if I'm
si elimino un defecto, ya me estoy sacrificando por los demás.
If I eliminate one aggregate, if I eliminate the ego, I'm sacrificing the ego.
Y ahí me estoy sacrificando por la humanidad.
And I'm sacrificing for the humanity, because if I don't sacrifice the ego, I will continue sacrificing to the humanity. So not to sacrifice to humanity, I have to sacrifice to the ego. So you see, it's very important step to understand. Not if we don't understand, we will end up judging. You see.
Y así nos salvamos del karma. Así nos salvamos del karma.
Pardon?
De esa manera nos salvamos del karma.
And that's why we can save from the karma, the law of the karma. We can save, you see. So, yeah.
Ya está. Ahora la segunda pregunta. La siguiente pregunta.
Oh, yeah. The second.
There are more answers.
Answers.
Yeah. Are there more? A ver, pregúntale.
There are questions. We have 3 or 4 questions. The first question: what kinds of challenges have you seen from ones that wake young? So the young ones who are awakening at young ages, 8, 9, 10, as teenagers, what kinds of challenges are you seeing with ones who are awakening their consciousness at a very young age?
A ver, dime. Ya sé más o menos, lo entendí. ¿Cómo se puede?
La gente joven de 9, 10 años también despertando con ¿qué experiencia
tenemos?
¿Qué puede decir de eso?
Ellos todavía, los más jóvenes, tienen la esencia más pura.
The young people still have the spiritual essence more pure, less contaminated.
Sí, menos contaminado. Están más abiertos
More open.
A recibir la sabiduría con pureza.
To receive the knowledge and purity. Well, they are always asking for the truth, the truth, the truth.
Entonces, los padres tienen que evitar que tengan adicción a la computadora, a los videojuegos, a tener celulares antes de los 15 años. ¿Por qué? Porque esas tres máquinas, vamos a decir, esas 3 costumbres, duermen más la conciencia y el joven, la joven o el niño pierde su esencia más rápido. Además, hay que darles también buen ejemplo a los niños. Los padres deben de estar más con ellos, trabajar menos por el dinero y estar más al lado de los hijos.
Well,
El problema es los videojuegos y la computadora que desde muy jóvenes están.
Yeah, the parents should avoid to give the children the video games,
¿Qué más? Computadoras antes de los 15
computer,
años.
internet,
Antes de los 15
war
años.
games, all those, because they
Televisión,
lose.
porque ellos pierden más rápido su esencia.
Yeah, and then because with those negative programs, they lose their
Su esencia.
their essence, because the new egos are programmed. It's like addiction, and then they lose a little by little. They lose their innocence.
Claro.
You can say
Y que los papás tienen que dedicarse menos a perseguir el
the
dinero.
parents should work less and
Por
then
materialista.
try to be more with the family.
Dando apoyo a los niños, apoyo psicológico y buen ejemplo.
Giving psychological help and a good example. That helps. Well, if they, those young people, they are waiting really to listen sacred knowledge also, and the holistic way to live, a little by little. It's more easy for them to recognize other dimensions when we talk about them. Well, it's good to talk to them about the internal father, mother. For example, when we say when they're 7 or 10 years old, like there's one biological mother, father with a physical body. In the same way, there is also one spiritual father, mother inside. So when we do this, when we pray or meditate, or when we come in self-remembering, we are living in that moment. Something like that. So they will, for them, it will be reconfirmation to their connection. It's more easy for them to keep it, to grow like that with the spiritual education, many other things. When they're 13, 14, 15, at that age, after 12, 13, some within the spiritual education also to talk about the sexuality. It's an energy of the creation. It's a chakra. The sexual center is a chakra. It's a sacred site. It's to respect, not to negativity, no negativity, etc., etc., etc. So they will learn to honor, respect themselves, not to play with. Well, it's more about the creation, etc. To keep your intelligence, your integrity, your wisdom, your happiness, your healthy. So all that, you see, has, depending on that also, is a gift from the cosmic rise to have that, is to watch, is to take care. According to that you grow, you will be giving more guidance. But a little by little, so when they come in temptation, they will be aware also with the self-remembering. Very often they get the attempts of the children. So when they are prepared, they can protect themselves and answer in a more holistic way, not to get contagious, not to get infection from other thought, from other uh, emotional, negative emotion from other children. Sometimes it's like a infect psychologically to other children. All my jokes or whatever, however, but when they have a good guidance, they can protect themselves without getting an aggression or anything like that. It's a very long topic about, but it's a basic. See. The next will be the next question.
No nos escucha.
Voice, no voice.
Okay, the next question was, why are they called the Great White Brotherhood? I'm sure it doesn't mean white men, question mark, question mark, question mark. So what is the Great White Brotherhood and why are they called by that name?
Oh yeah, thank you.
Mm. ¿Qué
She,
es?
she will share a little bit and then me too. Okay, ¿por qué es llamado Logia Blanca?
Y
O,
Hermandad Blanca. Brotherhood.
sí.
Ajá. ¿Por qué? Porque la Hermandad Blanca lucha por eliminar al ego y por obtener luz.
Okay, because the White Brotherhood fights to eliminate the ego, the negative ego, and then to have more light.
En cambio, la fraternidad negra quiere fortalecer al ego y no le interesa eliminar.
But the Black Lodge is more the
Fortificate.
They fortificate to the ego. They don't care about eliminating the ego, about the light.
Esa es la diferencia entre lo negro
That's
y
a
lo
difference, according to Maria Luz. But I will complete the white
el ego
light.
son los defectos psicológicos.
Yeah, they know. Now I will complement, I will continue whatever. About the question, one moment. White lodges or white brotherhood is not about the color of the skin. It's more about the white of the white light, because the sun, we are spiritually solar light beings, which is light, which is white. The color of the spirit is white, and so that's why the white white lodge or white brotherhood, the characters of them is their culture, is esoteric science, is always unconditional love, also is always in the truth, always with the father, mother, the mother and the father. They don't, it's not only father, it's also the mother. It's always have the matrimony perfect, perfectly marriage. There's no discrimination to women. So it's male, female is the creation, all dimension, all the universe is even the gods, they have all of them, they have the eternal father, mother, they honor, they respect, they live with that. That's white brotherhood character of them. Also, their teaching is for the enlightenment, to be teachers, to be great masters, and it's not for others. It's not a profession, of course. I respect the profession, of course, but it's always to be saints for the enlightenment, for divinization, to achieve the 100% of consciousness, to graduate in the human kingdom as a god and goddess, to make a big transformation from simple men to big great masters. So that's their character. That was originally teaching from the beginning of the civilization, that's coming all the way from the Lemurian civilization, Lemurian. So that's what the character White Brotherhood is, of course, is okay. And all the planet of the solar system, also there is one king. Every planet has a one king, queen, both of them always. And God and goddess, also they are called rectors of every single planet. So they are brotherhoods. They are all brotherhood. All the citizens from Venus, from Mars, from Mercury, from Saturn, from Jupiter, from all the planets is brotherhood. One culture, one family, one spirit. God is one. It's not only one. It's part of one big family, universal family. Is because we are part of one. Even there's a millions of gods, but all are white. The solar light beings, solar rays, solar. We are all solar rays. We are solar light beings. Our spiritual essence came from the second sun absolute as a spark light of the divine love. So we are that spark light of the divine love, and so that's to recognize that. So, yeah, White Brotherhood covers all that. So they help us with the teaching of the mystic school from the beginning of the civilization is happening in the ancient places. So this is the White Brotherhood, the projection, the divine order, the divine plan, and the tribunal of the cosmic justice also, and the Anubis and the 42 judge council of gods. When we die, also are they judge with the love and wisdom, respecting our free will, and they don't judge with the ego. You see, so that's the difference. They help us to process, like when we arrive very sick and very dirty, and like we didn't take a shower for many years, very with bad odor. We get in there spiritually, and they feel only love and compassion, and then they help us to go in process to hospital healing, cleansing, and all that. It's like it's supposed to be. Well, it's the aura, especially in planet Venus, in Mars, all the divine masters who got is full of light. They can speak about love because they know love, because they are radiating love. The aura of love is coming many times, sometimes as a 7 colors of the rainbow. It's a love. You see. That they know about love. They can speak about love. They can teach us what is love. They can. So the second step also is, the second step revolution of the consciousness is also teaching us, giving an instruction how to make a love. So that's a second argument. You see, the dark forces they will never teach us. They teach, but with a distortion. You see. Well, it's very clear. I also one wife only, and etc. All the discipline. So, well, White Brotherhood, yeah, step topic by topic is very clear. So,
quiero hacer una aclaración.
Okay, now
Yeah.
she want to make it clear something.
Jesús es
Jesus.
Jesús es el máximo líder de muchos dioses, ¿no?
the
Es
Jesus,
el jefe de la
the
logia
Master
blanca,
Jesus is a leader
de la hermandad
of the White
blanca.
Lodge.
Ajá.
Is a
Y
leader
son muchos, muchos dioses.
of many, many gods.
Ya.
Of course, they all have also mission.
Ujú,
Mission.
ujú.
Every age is one master coming and who's showing the path to the enlightenment, to the self-realization. You can do the same as. So this is as a great teacher, as a good father, the example they show, like I can do, you can do that too. This is so you see. So this is so. Jesus was avatar in the Piscean age. Every age is different avatars. You see, all of them incarnate to the Christ, the cosmic Christ, the Christification, illumination, divinization is an initiation path, a long initiation path. So Jesus was not the only one who was getting Christification, divinization, enlightenment. But nevertheless, we cannot deny he was also one great teacher for the enlightenment, for it to be masters, the teachers to be masters. It's the same. Of course, the Bible need to be reading with the esoteric science, not with the intellectual interpretation. Well, that's a different. Well, about the word brotherhood. Well, so they even what they recognize among each other also with the three fingers like this one. They read among the from the White Lodge, the three-step like this, like this. See? So this is they recognize among each other. All of the great masters they have teach. Deny yourself, take your cross and follow me. Elimination of ego, learn to make love, and also let go, sacrifice to humanity. Holistic death, holistic sex, holistic service. You see the three way. Wow, it's the keys. We can do that. Maybe not as a partner, but many as a single man, single woman also can do this ham sah or tom saham. There's exercises too. You see, to arise also that energy is a healing. Also, we can protect from COVID with a vital energy. Vital energy is healing, defense, the immune system, and etc. So we have one more vitamin to add. Well, yeah.
The other, la otra pregunta.
The other question.
Please tell me of a personal experience that you have had that confirms for you the belief you have. Thank you so much for your wisdom. So their question is, do you have a personal experience that confirms the teachings that you're sharing with us today?
Dile que no estamos preparados no estamos autorizados por la Logia Blanca a hablar de nuestra experiencia personal, porque lo importante es dar el mensaje de la Logia Blanca y no hablar todavía de nosotros, no estamos en el nivel adecuado, no estamos.
Well, she says the students, the adepts of the White Lodge are not allowed. They have no permission to give all the experiences, personal experiences. Of course, there's a two kind of experiences. One for themselves, for personal, and the other one is can be shared. You see, can be shared.
Solo estamos autorizados a hablar lo que los maestros han dicho en sus libros en sus enseñanzas, es la responsabilidad que nos han dado, pero no de nosotros.
We can share as adept of the White Lodge or the Mystic School what the masters were teaching.
Books,
They were teaching what we were understanding. Of course, with some experiences too. It is so far until now, personally, I will say, to obey to the Father, so that can take us far, really, passing through dangerous bridge, the dangerous bridge, like a little boy, innocent, is so scared, don't want to pass the bridge, but have to pass the bridge. But the Father is an angel who's behind, something like this. The Father, like a little boys and little girls, when they're a little bit scared, they always look for the mama, papa, something like this. So always look for the father, mother, but inside, also outside, of course.
Una recomendación,
So
que si tienen
a
experiencias,
recommendation.
no lo publiquen, no lo digan a nadie, porque es preferible tenerlo en privado, porque la maldad de los demás puede dañarnos, puede dañar nuestros logros.
What she says is a recommendation. Some good experiences
You have,
will only share with the light.
no, ni siquiera con los hermanos, es privado.
It's a private.
Para cada
it's a
uno.
private, because sometimes there is
damage. Nos pueden mandar energía que daña.
Send us a negative energy.
Energy, ajá.
Okay. Well, it's for security only. But yeah, to obey, mother, asking to always to the mother for example, every time one aggregate, psychological aggregate ego is wanting to make me think negative things. So I recognize, my mother ask, because the mother is the one, her mission, her depth to eliminate, to help us in this emergency moment of temptation. So ask to the mother to say, beloved mother, help in different ways. Every time you can ask, beloved mother, ask me, help me delete or eliminate or kill this ego, because she's a great mother. She loves us 100%. She cannot let us touch by a negative entity, because she's radically like a spider or like any animal who want to bite us. She will kill immediately. Will disappear. Plus, all those psychological animals should not live there illegally in the man's mind. They should not be there, but that they respect our free will. So that's why she waits until we ask, help, beloved mother. I don't want this entity, this ego. I don't want to have. So she, imagine she takes care of us. She's really, but we have to ask, because when we don't ask, she respects our free will and maybe. So but she really feels sorry when they're attacking us, when the ego makes us think fear, and she can make us crazy. We are thinking like crazy, or weakness, making us think too much for, or in different ways, you see. So that's illegal. They don't belong to our life. They don't belong to our life. They are illegal. That they make illegal to humanity. Illegal government, illegal father, illegal mother, illegal many things. Illegal projects, many things illegal in the planet Earth. Illegal business, illegal, I don't know what else. so so that's when we heal that, so we respect more our life. The truth, the truth, the ego illegal make us liars. When we continue lying as a liar, we become to be thief, more aggressive, more unhappy, more insecurity, more complicated, too much justification and all that. So that's because we were lying. So that's why the father always asks the truth, obey to the father as much as we can. The father is the mother, and the mother is the mother is the father, because they are one. They are one. They are still soulmate. They never got separated. They never got divorced. They never left us too. So they are always eternally there. When we die also, when we go to the tribunal of cosmic justice, our mother, if we were good children, she come to accompany us. In the tribunal of cosmic justice, she is like a lawyer. So she's like a lawyer among gods. She take care of us. But if we were liar, and so she's not with us because she's respect our free will. We act like an old man or woman, not like a child. So it's important to be held again like a child. Yeah. So we have protection always, mother, father, mother. And the Inca time, the women's always they will say, I'm with my mother, my mother, my mother, my mother, my mother. They knew that behind the mother is the father. All the men, they were saying always their identification. Always man is man, always women is a woman, pure woman, pure man. So that's never to change, you see. Never to be confused. So that's psychological identification. So so the woman can say always mother, mother, mother. All the great masters, they always, like Jesus was saying, my father, my father, my father. You see, but many people who don't understand, we say, oh, he was a machismo. He was saying only to the men. I don't know where the mother. You see, there's no wonder all the fundamental churches say, oh, forget about women, also only men, the same. But you say they don't know the interpretation. So yeah, that's big. Yeah, intellectual science, conventional religion, conventional everything. But esoteric spiritual science is different, of course. It's not conventional. It's more for the enlightenment. True, is to be people. Is to be people. Is to be angelic, angel man, angel woman. It's angelical kingdom. To recover that superior kingdom, little by little. For this is necessary to share all these a little by little every time we meet. Okay? So self-remembering, self-remembering, self-remembering. We are light beings. We are some light beings. After 108 lifetime, also we go back to the absolute, where we came from. We are solar light beings. Well, another question, if you
Yes,
your question went too far away.
we have finished our question and answer time. That's all we have time for, because we want to be sure that you can lead us in some meditation of self-remembering, some meditation in the second step as well. So let's move into about 10 minutes together of meditation.
Yeah.
By
Right. We can be in the glory of the Father, Mother,
Bueno, hermanos, hemos terminado esta práctica. Les doy las gracias por atenderme a nombre de los maestros de la Logia Blanca, a nombre de mi persona, de mi esposo. Gracias. Y espero bendiciones para ustedes y espero también podernos encontrar una próxima vez.
Dear Sacred Family, friends, Sacred Family, we have finished for today. In the name of the White Lodge, hope to see you some other times, teaching and learning from each other, sharing what we were understanding for our spiritual growth and liberation of our consciousness, which is conducting to the self-realization for the enlightenment. Amen.
Amen. Oh, we're to go.
Amen.
Thank you, Willaru. Thank you, Malu.
Peace and love.
Oh, beautiful presence, your beautiful teaching. Thank you to the masters of the Great White Lodge and the regents of the planets that have come to be with us tonight. To each of you, bringing your trust and your love and your receptivity. Thank you for coming and hearing and listening with ears that can hear and eyes that can see these sacred teachings, the essence, the power of these teachings. And we'll be back together again next month. I've put a link here in the chat box where you can find the link to February's Mystery School. Please remember too to take time and make a donation for Willaru's time and Malu's time, and for the creation and the birthing of these teachings in the form of a book. And if you need to reach out to us or you have any questions, please do so. My contact information there also is in the chat. Put it up one more time. And I would just ask as we close, if you would each like to put one word of gratitude, one word that expresses the energy, the value that you received from these teachings tonight, so that we can hear your voice, we can feel your presence as well, because we are one sacred family. And as Willaru says, we all learn and share from one another. So take a moment and just put one word there in the chat box. I'm seeing la luz, heart, deep peace, remembering, calm, centered, blessings. So together as a spiritual family, we can cultivate these virtues of the soul. We can cultivate together through meditation and through learning this purpose of the soul, which is to eliminate all things negative, destructive, harmful to self and to other, and cultivate an internal planet and an external planet of peace and of love and of purpose. So thank you for coming, Willaru, Maria Luz. Always an honor.
Thank you to you, Diane. Thank you to everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
I love you. I love all of
I
you.
love you too. I love you too,
love you.
Diane. Thank you.
Thank you. So much love, everyone. Peace be with you.